There are now 40 plus couples in the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area that still have not received their wedding, their engagement photos from this woman.
Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to Event Lemons. Today's video, we're analyzing wedding photographer scams. These scams are devastating couples all across the country, from photographers who disappear with thousands of dollars to elaborate schemes where fake photographers are hiring fake team members. And these stories show exactly what red flags to watch for when booking your wedding photographer. Let's get into it.
There are now 40 plus couples in the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area that still have not received their wedding, their engagement photos from this woman. This has been on national news. It made it to Barstool Sports. It was in USA Today. And this woman seems to still be scamming people online. Not only that, but she's blaming the brides that are asking for their photos back, saying some crazy stuff about them.
Yeah, multiple couples coming forward with the identical story. That is, wow. This person is getting away with a little too much for my taste. I wouldn't necessarily say that was just bad luck or life circumstances. It's a pattern. It's definitely a pattern, which is probably why it made the news and Barstool news and all the things, I'm sure. But the kicker here is she is still scamming people online. And then she's deflecting the blame from herself, obviously not taking any accountability, but putting it back on the bride and the couple. Wow, that's just classic scammer behavior. We've seen this in other videos, and I guess this one is no different.
I was hired out as an associate photographer for another photographer. Mind you, I live in Louisiana. This photographer lives in California, and she hired me to be the photographer for a couple's wedding that was here in Shreveport. So I was asking the couple whenever I was there at the wedding day, I was just like, oh yeah, so how did y'all find this girl? They were like, oh, we won some giveaway. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, how did you win a giveaway for a photographer that lives in California, you know? And so they were like, I don't know, we just won the giveaway, but we won free wedding day coverage. And I was, we won a free ceremony coverage. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird to word it like that. So she's hiring people from her team. Mind you, I never met that girl. I was not a part of the team. She hired me out, but she told them that she was sending someone from her team to be the photographer. They had to pay for additional parts of their wedding day to be covered. When I tell you, I've never experienced that something in my life. I still to this day don't even know they got all their wedding photos. I've saw a few on social media, but I don't even know they got their full gallery.
She just posted a Facebook post online that she needed a photographer today, and I was available. So her first time doing an engagement shoot, she had never done one before. And long story short, she would have never showed up for my wedding day, and she would have conveniently not been able to make it, sent someone from her team in her place, which is really someone that she found on Facebook, and then just paid them part of what I paid her. And that's not what I paid for or want on my wedding day.
Well, maybe we should say some scammers have elevated their approach. This is very sophisticated fraud. The photographer takes your money, then they scramble to find some random person on a Facebook community to actually cover your wedding, because they knew when they took your booking, they had no intention of covering your wedding themselves. And I don't think this is something that's siloed or just specific to wedding photographers. My daughter is a film editor, and I believe this happens in her industry as well, which is very terrible. I think if you are, upfront with your practice and your business model, some people probably would not mind that. But that's not what these couples paid for. But that's the service they're getting. You're not getting the person you hired. You're getting whoever has availability that day.
This wedding photographer was someone that I knew, someone that I trusted, so I was really okay with this situation until it went bad. She was kind of a second mom to me. Like, she literally bought me a plane ticket to go visit my family for Thanksgiving, which was crazy nice. I should have signed a contract with her to have some kind of proof or evidence or deliverables. I have text messages from her. I paid her, and I was like, feeling okay about it. And then Like, I hear nothing from her for like a week. So I text her, I'm like, hey, I know it's been a week. I know you're busy. I'm wondering if you have any of the finished photos. Nothing. Texted her again a week later. Got no response. I have texted her probably 10 plus times and have never gotten a response from her because she ghosted me. I reached out to her on Facebook. I texted her. I had family reach out to her. My husband reached out to her, and literally we cannot get a response. So I'm just left with photos that some people happen to take for me, and I have no photos from my wedding day, which really, really is heartbreaking. I have cried about it several times.
You know, when we think of scammers, we always think, oh, there's some lonely person in another country somewhere or off in a basement, doing nefarious things. But this person shows that sometimes scammers aren't always strangers. Sometimes they're the people like we've built trust in and believed for years. And that's, I guess, the worst part about this situation is the emotional manipulation, particularly because it's cruel, it's mean, and it exploits the relationship you thought you had. And I know for me personally, it makes me question myself like, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? How did I not see this? How could I trust this person? It just makes you doubt yourself and creates a lot of disappointment unnecessarily. And this is just, it's awful that she doesn't have any wedding photos from her day. And I hope she can get some family photos.
And I came across the one that I booked. This package included photography, videography, content creation for 10 hours of coverage, all travel included. And if you paid in full on the day that you booked, you got 20% off. Me not knowing anything about the wedding industry and just being naive, I'm like, holy crap, $1,800 for all of that things, guys. How she's making money off that, I don't know. Well, I do now.
This is my budget. Red flag, he was very eager to meet me in my budget, which in hindsight was a red flag, but I just chose to ignore it. I was like, oh my gosh, so helpful, yay. I sent the deposit, which was almost $2,000, keep that in mind. Which, as a wedding photographer, in hindsight, also is a little bit of a red flag because that was 50% of the total of the package. 2 months out from my wedding, and I just found out that this person is super flaky and probably won't deliver my photos. And if they do, it'll be like half a year to almost a year later. I was hysterical.
Legitimate photographers have their rates set, and they base them usually on their costs, their out-of-pocket expenses, and then their level of expertise or skills. That's usually how they determine their rates, and those are set. It doesn't matter like what your budget is or, what they think you have, set aside for their services. It doesn't matter because their rates are their rates. And the fact that this photographer was kind of like, what's your budget? That's most important. Yeah, ding ding, red flag all day. And she should have immediately gotten out of that conversation and not proceeded forward with it. And to me, when someone's like really eager to like undercut and offer you all of these wonderful services and they're just so much cheaper than everybody else, I would question why, how are they making money? It's not possible. And I mean, she even said in the video that, she questioned how is this person making money when they're offering all these services. And that's definitely a precursor to they're probably not going to come through with the services that they're promising. These photography scams are really getting sophisticated. They are just going beyond some of the planner ones we've seen, and just they're far beyond just simply not showing up. Fake team members, that one is just really troubling to me because couples think that they're getting a photographer or a person that they hired when they're actually getting some random strangers found on Facebook groups the day of their wedding, which kudos to those photographers, but that's not what those couples pay for. The emotional impact is devastating because they're not just lost photos. These are like their wedding photos. They're memories of one of the most important, if not the most important days in a couple's lives. And the financial damage, it can reach thousands of dollars. I mean, the deposits lost and the time and we can't redo this. It's just heartbreaking. Keep a couple of red flags just to keep in mind if you're going down this path. Dramatically low pricing, definitely a red flag. Pressure for large upfront payments, which I think are okay for a deposit if it's half. If you're uncomfortable with that, negotiate that. Put it in your contract, get it in writing. Vague team, I have air quotes here, team references. Who's this team? Sometimes it ends up being someone they found online, and then only communicating through text. Some of that is just, it's not okay. Like I said, get it all in writing, because most professionals, real professionals, they want to talk to you. They want to show you their work, and they have clear contracts that you can protect yourself, and it protects them as well. And, if you're a photographer watching this, these scammers are really ruining the industry and the trust that these couples are having. And, if you're hesitant to have formal contracts, consider revising that and looking at a different model, because it'll just help build legitimacy and, create more trust. And then to the couples who are being affected by these, document everything, get it all in writing, keep texts, keep email communications, because, looks like some of these scammers it's not going away. They're getting more and more complicated. And that's a good way to try and protect yourself and your investment. But thank you so much for watching. And when events go sour, we're here to squeeze out the truth. If you have any red flags from photographer experiences, please let me know in the comments below. If there is an event you'd like for me to analyze, note that in the comments as well. If you like this content, I invite you to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. We're new and we would love to have you join us. Until the next video, thank you for watching.